By Coach Mack. I'll start with Shannon.
Hey, Coach. Duke's coming into this game off of 2 losses as well, and they had slow starts in their last 2 games, trailed at halftime. After a couple of days of practice with your guys, do you feel like they have a better understanding of the urgency that you want to start a game and the toughness that you want to play in a game?
Oh, I'd hope so. We've talked about it a lot, Shannon. This isn't just a conversation that we've had for, the last 2 days. My bigger thing is being able to execute those details, and play with that type of toughness, as I like to call it, throughout the entire 40 minutes. We have to, at some point, figure out how to start better. We just do. And, let's hope that tomorrow brings about a better start. But having said that, we get off to a start where, we're down 10-2. We still have to figure it out, just like it happened against Virginia Tech. It doesn't mean the game is over by any means. It's a long game, but it'd be certainly nice to get off to a much better start than we have these last few games.
Go to Kent and then Russ.
Yeah, Chris, tomorrow night or maybe even any game, what do you look for in your team at a beginning of a game to make sure that they're ready? Is it scouting report, energy, effort, all of the above,
I think it's all those things. I think it's, certainly attention to detail. You've gone over a game plan on both ends of the floor, and, your ability to be really locked in from the very beginning, play with toughness, and not having those breakdowns, if you will, to start a game. It's really, really important. And, again, we have a lot of, newcomers to the table, and it's not always going to be easy or going to be, play out the way you would like. Again, we've got to be more consistent over the entire 40 minutes rather than just talk about the first 3 or 4 minutes of a game.
Russ?
Yeah, Chris, Russ Brown. Your three-point shooting has not been good the last 2 days.
I haven't shot it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I haven't
shot any.
Well, you probably make more. Your team's three-point shooting hadn't been good the last couple games. Is it a matter of shot selection, or are there other things going into that?
No, I think if you would watch the tape, Russ, after a game or DVR it, whatever you do, if you even want to even watch it a second time, we take pretty good shots. It's not like we're firing with guys in our faces. Now, I will, I've talked a little bit before about, the context of our shot. Have we already taken maybe a couple quick threes that didn't work out the right way, or maybe we turned the ball over on back-to-back possessions? If that's the case, then we have to work the clock a little bit more. We have to try to break the defense down, get a couple of ball reversals and try to really earn a good shot. Not to say that we don't want to earn a good shot every time down the floor. But I would say it's more context issues than it is bad shot selection. And I think if you watched our tape, you'd see exactly that. We take some good shots sometimes, and they don't hit the rim at times.
Michael and then Matt.
Hey, Chris, Michael McCammon. The comment always is you play like you practice, but obviously it's different once you get on the basketball floor in a real game. But Quinn mentioned that things have gotten a little bit more competitive in practice. Have you seen the reaction that you're hoping to as far as, the urgency from your players since, the last outing?
I think so. We still make way too many mistakes, repetitive mistakes, which is a sign of youth. Generally older guys don't continue to make the same mistakes over and over. That means our habits aren't ingrained, aren't instinctual yet. And that's what makes an experienced guy experienced. He understands that. So we're still trying to ingrain habits with freshmen and sophomores. So I think our urgency and our competitiveness in practice has been good. Our execution at times hasn't been great. We have to play with a ton of effort and energy and try to clean those other things up.
Matt?
Hey, Coach, this is Matt McGavick with Sports Illustrated. Kind of building off that last question, Quinn said that you guys in practice have been running a lot of drills based on who wants the ball more. How much of practice has been consisted of drills like that, and have you been satisfied with what you've seen so far?
It's hard to answer that question because I don't know what Quinn really means in terms of wanting the ball more. We do a lot of block out drills. We do, drills that require a little bit of, physicality. So maybe that's what he's referring to. Again, I'll just sort of stick to what I said before, and that we're trying to get there. We've got some inexperienced guys that we're trying to experience as quick as we can.
Shannon?
Duke's pretty young too, and they, lost those last two games and then fell out of the rankings for the first time in like 5 years this week. What are your impressions of them heading into this game?
Well, I think they're extremely talented. I think they're a different team with Jalen Johnson being back. I think that was really evident between the Virginia Tech game and the Pittsburgh game. Had he been able to stay on the floor and not foul out, the result may have been different. I don't want to discredit Pittsburgh because I thought they played extremely hard. But I think, Duke's very, very talented. They're learning a lot like us. They have some, unique players in different positions. Matthew Hurt, one of the leading scorers in our league, doesn't do it very conventionally. And that's a big challenge for our team. Jalen Johnson for them at times, Shannon, will play, a point center. He can play the 5. He's big enough to. He plays like a point guard. He's skilled enough to. I got a lot of respect for Goldwire, who's, I think, one of the top defensive players in the league. Single-handedly can disrupt a team on the offensive end with his presence. DJ Stewart, a kid we recruited, can really shoot the ball. So they've got a collection of really good players, and they're improving, I believe, just like we hope to.
Pat?
Hey, Coach. Been about 9 to 10 days since Charles Minton's debut against Wake, and played 1 minute. But since then, in practice, has Charles made any progress at all? Starting to get a little bit more comfortable. Where do you think he's at right now?
Yeah, I think he's definitely further along than he was at Wake Forest. And so I'd like to be able to play, Charles, and we got to see how effective he is. I think he's getting more and more effective in practice. And so I'd like to think as we continue to move forward, we don't play again until the following Saturday, that he'll be even further along. But, my intention is to get him in the game tomorrow. And, I'm hopeful that he's able to add to our team and continue to grow his role.
Coach, thank you for joining us. That'll close us out for today. Thank everyone.